know how to grow a great crop. We're here to help you grow profit. Now, back to Market Rally with Chip Flory.
Welcome back. We are live at the T&L Irrigation site at Husker Harvest Days in Grand Island, Nebraska. Bryce Knorr's my guest today. Send it over to John Harris for an industry spotlight.
Hey, thanks, Chip. And we've got with us today on the Industry Spotlight, sponsored by T&L Irrigation, our host today, Dave Tome, Vice President of Sales for T&L Irrigation. Dave, thanks for having us here at this great display that you have in the middle of Husker Harvest Days. This is great. We've really enjoyed being here.
Yeah, we at T&L love Market Rally. And we're proud to have you here, Chip and John. It's a great time.
We've enjoyed it, as we've said. And let's talk a little bit about this year in particular. It's been pretty wet. And you get even further east, and guys may think they don't even need irrigation. What do you tell those guys? Why do they need to be looking at irrigation?
Well, the years like 2012, we all know what center pivots are for when it's dry like that. This year, it's different, but we need to look at pivots not just as irrigators, but as a management tool for total production.
And how does that change your thinking? How does that change your planning when you look at irrigation, not just as putting water down, but really as helping you manage the whole season?
Well, from the very beginning, as a farmer, if I know I'm not going to be water short, I will probably plan a little different. Will my population go up a little bit? Probably. Will my fertilizer plans be different? Yeah, probably. I'm going to be shooting for the perfect year. And with a pivot, you can do that.
And some very specific things like, what about how does it impact your stand?
Well, the one thing this year, we battled the moisture to get the crop in the ground. And then we got some big rains on top of that right after planting time, crusted that ground up. And so the plant's battling to get through the ground. We just turn our T&L pivot on, run a quick circle around. We have a perfect stand. Very, very beneficial.
And over East Ryman, Indiana, I know a lot of guys fought to get in, and then once they did, because of the heavy rains, they had a lot of nitrogen problems. How can irrigation help with that?
Yep. Again, on a wet year, a lot of times the crop does not root down very good, does not get to a lot of our nitrogen. And with the T&L center pivot, you can inject fertilizer through the pivot, just say right before tassel time, give it that boost right at the end, and it's just an excellent, very even way to apply your nitrogen with a continuous movement of T&L and its hydrostatic drive.
And even on those great years, when the rains come through the growing season like we want, and even in Illinois and Indiana and Ohio, you hit August, usually there's a point where you wish, man, I wish we had a little bit more.
It seems like every August somebody's saying, gosh, if I could just get 1 inch of rain, I'd hit that 250 bushel. And sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. With a pivot, you can get that inch of water on, right? We're looking at 250. If we don't get that rain, we're cutting 180. And with a pivot, you can get that 1 inch. Then the next rain, you may catch it. If not, you can put another inch on. And you can shoot for those maximum yields.
Well, and not just sandy soils, too, but even your best performing soils, you're going to see your results.
Yeah, in the Corn Belt, we've been selling pivots since the 70s on the sand. And they've always kind of neglected the best soils. Now they're realizing, gosh, a couple inches of water at the right time is going to push me toward that 300 bushel mark, and that's where you're going to see it start to grow now.
And again, not just irrigation, but management, that full season management of your crop.
Even on wet years.
All right, Dave, thanks for the information. We really appreciate it. And again, thanks for having us here at your display at Husker Harvest Days.
John, Chip, thank you.
Hey, Dave, I need to jump in. While you're talking about that, it's just another form of insurance out there in the field for the crop, isn't it?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, yep. Good stuff. Thanks for having us here, Dave. Appreciate it.
Let me plug in real quick, Chip, TLIRR.com if you want more information about T&L irrigation.